Good evening, Ruskin and Joys. I hope you're doing all right. I'm going to rush this today. Why? Because we're expecting the CS2 release any second now, and I'm a little bit anxious, a little bit, worried, scared. So this could potentially drop at any second. So I will just sit here and say if we get a ping from the Steam DB, I will eject, and I might have to come back to this a bit later. So we're going to try our best to just quickly go through all of these skins and be extra quick. What's this all about? Well, today we have 7 abnormal skins to chase after today. It's all of these skins except the Pirate Thompson, and essentially, or basically, we're going to go ahead and try and figure out what might be a good price to put down for these skins, what potentially could lead us towards like some profits and whatnot. Does that sound good? Right, so let's just attack. Punk Jackdaw. So this is the top selling skin of the week. It did just over 15,000 sales. However, with it being a $2.49 skin, Sheep Matador skin to be precise, I do worry for it, because we've been through this routine how many times so far over the course of like 3 months? Like 10? I don't know. That was just a rough generalization. But look at all the Sheep Matadors that we've had over the past few weeks, and you can see what I'm referring to. Come on, don't be shy. Load up. Come on. There we go, SCMM. Right, so remember the Sunken Door, glow in the dark, $2.49. Very cool. 70 cents. Remember the Infernal Door, nacho cheese, it's all dripping all over it. $1. Capybara Door, $1.40. Adobe Decorator Door, $1.70. Tugboat, it's $1.49. This one right here, it's already halved in price, and this one here, almost already halved in price. This looks cool. It looks nice, but I don't think it's going to maintain its price. And judging by these most recent ones, I think I'm going to look at that and I'm going to sit here and say I'm probably going to do between maybe 80 cents to $1.10. It's awkward, it's it's unfortunate, but it is what it is. Until we see continuations being made, more deplorable skins that are punk jack, I just don't think it's going to work out all right. So yeah, being extra quick on this. So let's now move on. Redemption face mask and chest plate. So I do worry for this. All right. So number one, this, because it's really, really, really weird. We were super hyped up for this armor set to appear, and lo and behold, starts off with a tier 3 armor, but the amount of sales is ridiculous. Now, of course, we can look back to here and say, oh, of course it's because of the player count at the moment. Maybe. We do know loads of people are going to return and play this towards the end of December. We do know we're going to have probably a lot of people playing in January 2024. The amount of sales that I'm seeing here just feels far too low, and I guess when I with a pretty strong assumption, when loads of people return to play the game and see that this was actually turned into an armor set, I think this is going to get bought out. I do think this is going to have an increase in demand, and I can see it doing quite all right. However, for all those people that like to build their bases up in the likes of the forest area and the grassy plains, well, wearing red shiny armor isn't going to be not going to be that good, is it? However, if you don't care and you want to be seen and you want to look cool, well, there you go. You've got your nice Ferrari-style Redemption Tier 3 armor. You want to stand out? You want to look extra flash? There you go. So, right. How are we going to approach this? We did not see Redemption Tier 2 or Hoodie and Pants being submitted this week. I have been informed that Slanosta plans to release it next week, but there's going to be some awkward timing, because next week is October 4 swipe. It can potentially appear for that, but after that, Charitable Rust Store. We can't guarantee that that might be accepted, because we're going to have Charitable Rust skins that are being sold in the same Rust store. They probably don't want some like super flashy skins to potentially take away from the Charitable Rust skins, which of course all proceeds go towards the charity for Charitable Rust. And then after that, we got Halloween, 2 weeks of Halloween this year, October 19th and October 26th. So, yeah, awkward. And if people have to wait, please understand, other people would have bought these. If they see that we're not getting any Tier 2 or Hoodie and Pants being submitted anytime soon, well, they're going to get the hump. They're going to get frustrated. They're going to get, they're going to give up on it pretty quickly. Other people suck. So, yeah, they don't have any patience, and you very likely could see these go below, down in price. It's awkward, but it is what it is. And it doesn't help that literally the previous week we had another red set that was introduced, which was the Ronin Tier 3, and also Ronin Tier 2 has been submitted. So, yes, Redemption and Ronin technically will be competing with each other. We shall see. We shall see. So, it's awkward. I can see it being awkward. I worry for it. But I could also see it by default doing all right post-Christmas time. So, looking at this, I'm trying to make a very good assumption. I'm guessing that maybe, you know what? If you have no faith, $1. If you really do have the faith, $2. Yes, it's very broad. It's very awkward, because I could see lots of potential bad things happening. I could see lots of potential good things happening. So, The CS servers have closed. The CS servers have closed. Okay, I got to be really quick. Thank you for pointing that out, Benji. I'm definitely not panicking now. But yeah, $1 to $1 or $2. If you feel confident that this is going to work out perfectly fine for the future, go all the way up to $2. If you do worry about this and think people are going to get impatient and dump what they have because they can't be asked to wait a little bit longer and they fail to realise version 2s are a thing, well, then maybe stick around $1. It's awkward. I know. I fully understand. A lot of skins that have come out fairly recently haven't really held up very nicely. But it doesn't matter. If we do see tier 2 hoodie pants being accepted in the future, this will spike in demand, spike in price. And with like the sheer lack of sales, if there is an increase in demand for these, there's only so many of them in circulation. All the better for it to rise up in price easily. All right? Or at least easier. So yeah, I know it's very broad, but I'm sure you can understand the wording that I've used. If you're worried, $1. If you're confident, go up to $2. Big range, but hey, if you have more than one account that you do barters with, you should be totally fine. So, choice is yours. Right, let's now move on to likes of the Ultra Large Box. I can confirm that Mr. Smoothie did make another Ultra Collection skin, and that is the Garage Door. So yes, if you watch my Rust Workshop skin checks, you'd know that this exists. Very nice, very cool. Yep. Okay, so if we do see that Garage Door being accepted, all the better for this. But I just want to look at all the large wood boxes, because if you compare the sales that this had compared to all of the other boxes that we had throughout all of this year, I'm being really quick today, aren't I? This apparently is the lowest selling skin. No, actually, no, we had Cray, and okay, it's one of the lowest selling skins out of all of these, which is a fair bit ridiculous because it does look really cool. Just get a much better look at this one more time, and yeah, that stands out pretty nicely. I like the whole aesthetic here with the moss and the grass, the glow-in-the-dark colour scheme. It looks nice. So I reckon we could probably be a little bit more confident with this one. Not all of these storages are suffering really badly. And imagine what it's going to look like post-Christmas time. So this right here, I am still hesitant if it's going to retain its value. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to probably do maybe $1.20 to $1.80. I feel like that's okay. If you're not super confident, $1.20. If you feel more confident, $1.80, but I could still imagine this going below its Rust Door price. Maybe not for a very long time, and if we do see continuations appear instantly, all the better for it. A new deplorable collection to look forward to. Sounds good? Let's now move on to the Thompson. No, actually, no. We'll save that for last, because it's a non-abnormal skin. Right, Armageddon AR. Unfortunately, we've had far too many AK-47s being accepted this year, as you can see. We've had, what, how many? Like 20-something? We're going to find out. Come on. Right, so we have 23 so far this year. We've got maybe another 10 Rust Doors to go. We very likely will be eclipsing the amount that we had last year, which was 27. Anyway, look at all of these AKs. Do you see any of them doing all right at the moment? The vast majority of them, not super good at the moment. The bad times are full in effect. And this right here, I pretty much expect it to behave exactly like the Wild Boar AR. That's already below $1. It's unfortunate, but it is what it is. You might sit there and say, but this is selling for $2.49. Doesn't matter. Down to about $1. So that means we're going to do a 70-cent to 90-cent buy order. It's unfortunate, but it is what it is. Too many AK skins. We've been through this routine so many times throughout all of this year. So cool. Right, now we have the UAP Pilot Sleeping Bag, and what we have here is a deplorable collection slowly building up. Now you might be sitting there and saying, but this didn't go all the way back up in price. Yeah, I know. I saw it as well. But hey, look, listen. I honestly think this is going to probably elevate quite nicely when we reach January time. I believe that with hardly any of these on the Steam market, this only has 41, this only has 58, and we constantly keep seeing more deplorables being made and accepted. Honestly, I think this will be having a pretty good future ahead of it. But for this specifically, it's very likely going to end up like these two. Not drastically down as much, but I can still imagine it not really retaining its value. So go look at all of the other sleeping bags so far this year. How are they holding up at the moment? So Fry's sleeping bag down 32%, Breeder bag down there, down 40% here, down 40, down 36. I reckon this is probably going to go down to maybe like down 30% at its worst. So that would mean another $1.20 to $1.80 buy order. I do expect to see more UAP pilot skins being made and accepted in the future, so don't worry too much about that, all right? But it is what it is. I can imagine quite a lot of people find it funny, glow-in-the-dark, goofy-looking alien skin, and of course, glow-in-the-dark deplorables, very useful for the early stages of setting up your base, especially if you don't have light sources and whatnot, so you can navigate around your base and whatnot. Awesome, spectacular, but I still expect it to go below its Rust Door price, so $1.20 to $1.80. And then Pixel Locker. Right, there's only one thing I really need to bring up about this. Go look at all the locker skins. Go find out which is the cheapest locker skin that currently exists. And the answer is, it's the Witch Altar Locker, and it's only down to $1.61. Now, I would have imagined this is probably going to get a bit of a boost because Halloween's just around the corner. We shall see. We shall see. But yeah, they don't really go down to that low. So taking that into consideration, also it didn't really sell that much. Maybe it'll get manipulated down, at some point down the line. It is part of a well-established collection, but you probably won't notice the gimmick of it, especially when you look and realise that there's a whole batch of other deplorables that are all pixelated. Again, if you just look at the workshop page, you can see all of them lined up, and yeah, you can understand what that is. You kind of get the idea. But I don't think it's like a super standout skin. I don't think it's going to retain its value. I do think it's going to go down in price. I reckon we could just simply do like 90 cents to... I reckon we could do... 90 cents to $1.30. All right? But the sheer lack of sales does bring the question of, could that potentially get manipulated? Well, that's something that you need to consider, to yourself. But I don't imagine this is going to get super, super, super cheap. Hardly any sales. I don't think people bought this in excess. I don't imagine we're going to see a ton of them on the Steam market. So, yeah, I'd rather play it safe, though, because I can imagine it still will be going below its $2 price. So, yeah, 90 cents to $1.30. Sounds good. That was all the abnormal skins. Let's now talk about the Pirate Thompson. Pirate Thompson does look like it's one of the lowest selling skins out of all the Thompsons this year. So as of now, bare minimum 11,439 sales. I can confirm that it has, sold less than the Panther Thompson. That is ridiculous. That right there, your budget Blackout Thompson, is the lowest selling Thompson skin so far this year. I actually am quite surprised by that. Now, I do believe this still will be going below its roster price by a fair bit, but I don't imagine by tons. I could see this having a pretty good and pretty interesting look in post-Christmas. If the Blackout Thompson's going to potentially go up to about $10, well, you got your secondary option right here. Maybe that could go up very easily in price. Why? Because only so many of them were sold. I might actually consider buying some, but I still expect, over the course of the next few weeks, that this very likely could still go below its rush price. But this definitely does look good. This definitely does look good due to lack of sales. And yes, I will repeat, the Blackout Thompson last year went up to about $10. Actually, no, I think it went up to like $11. It's the cheaper version of this. And if this currently is selling for $5, well, even then, this is still looking quite appealing. It's basically the exact same thing, but with the pirate theme, the same useful red aim sights, mostly black. You've even got a cool X marks the spot on the back of it when you aim down the sight. So the choice is yours, but yeah, I reckon with the buy orders, I'm probably going to do maybe $1.20 to $1 to $1.60. $1 to $1.60. That's what I'm going to do. I'll happily pick them up for 40 cents less because I could imagine this going up in price very nicely around January time. And that's that. That's everything. So, do you reckon I did that in a very nice and swift manner? Do you reckon I was extra quick today, chat? Do you reckon I was really good this time? I'm out of breath. Where is the update? Come on. Okay, so, yeah, this was like extra early as well. Yes! So, CS2, when this releases, will we get extra content with this? Maybe a new case, maybe some skins, maybe, I don't know, patches, stickers, I don't know. But if we do get new content coming out of this, I do worry for the likes of the Rust skins. But in general, all skins, all of the Steam market's probably going to have a bit of a big fuss. Let me say that. But, this is routine still. October, not the best time for the player counts, not the best time for Rust skins, but I'm still expecting the same routine. Things start to get better in November, things do very nicely in December, things do wonderfully in January, alright? So, the normal routine still playing out, but I am very surprised to see we've gone below 70,000 average people now, when literally 2 months ago we're at 95,000. It's ridiculous, isn't it? It's ridiculous. So that's that. That's everything. And we're going to skip ahead now. And let's hope the Counter-Strike stuff does not conflict with the Rust abnormal buy orders. It very likely could. And with that... Right, 1 o'clock on the dot. Sorry, just quickly tended to something to the side. Redemption face mask, please appear in front of me. Pretty please. Come on now, don't be shy. Chest plate. Face mask. There we go. Right, 90 buy orders. Seems pretty alright with me. And then over to here, and there we go. No buy orders. Exactly like I want to see. Maybe I'm the fastest, we shall find out. Haven't seen one of those happen before, where I'm the first buy order. It's been a long time since we've had that. Maybe I won. Maybe. Maybe I should do a second buy order whilst I'm at it. So, let's hop back over there. Doodle-doo. Okay, here's... Oh, wow, there you go. There's 1,000 buy orders. Okay, 1.5, I guess. We'll see if that works out. 50. Is that enough, or is it too much? It should be alright. It should be alright. So back over to here. And there we go. Ultra large box. You know what, that's probably a good point now where we can probably skip ahead. So we're going to skip ahead and we're going to take a look at each of those skins and see if the barter support is looking pretty good on them. So, right then, people, it's been about 30 minutes because that sleeping bag took forever. So as you can see, we've got a few skin prices listed right there, and now we're going to hop over to here. And, well, Redemption is actually looking pretty interesting. Now, to my surprise, I think I might actually have the fastest buy order for the chest plate. I'll take it. I will take it. But yeah, like, we can see that that bot guy definitely is still persisting. But he's a little bit slow today. That took me by surprise. But anyway, as you can see here, all the build up and whatnot, this is going all the way and up to $2 plus. $2.10-ish. Will this likely retain its value? At the very least, we know it's like a popular set. And I really don't think the amount of sales that we've seen, I don't think it really adds up that nicely. So if you really, really have the faith that Redemption Collection is going to be doing very nicely in the future, if you really feel like, you know what, post-Christmas time, when everybody's looking at the likes of Redemption Collection for the likes of all of their weapon racks and whatnot, surely they're going to want to pair it up with the likes of Redemption clothing and armour. I think a lot of people will be looking at it. I think a lot of people will be liking its style. I think a lot of people will be buying this, and the price will be going up very nicely because the sales are just low. But, it's all based on not just, it's not really, I wouldn't say it's a lack of interest. I still stand by my point that if this Rustor released maybe in like June time of this year, like loads of these skins probably have been close to about 30,000 sales, even higher potentially. So yeah, I think this is a little bit too low. I think it's probably at the moment looking to be perfectly fine to go ahead and purchase if you feel like that's enough support. But in the long term, I'm still thinking it's going to be alright. I'm still thinking loads of people are going to be showing their appreciation for this set. Yes, it's down a fair bit at the moment. We're in the bad times. We're now seeing an average player count less than 70,000. That's how bad September's been. Could it potentially be worse for the likes of October? Well, we're going to be discussing CS2 in a bit. So don't worry about that. Let's now hop back over to the likes of here. So things are looking good. Things are looking good for this. You could make a consideration for it. Now we're looking at the likes of the Auto Large Box. Current price is, it's quite a high listing, but remember, we don't follow the listings for literally the first couple minutes. No, we're looking at the barter support. This is a $2.49 skin, and it doesn't really look like there's that much support. Doesn't really seem to be going all the way up to the price that it's selling for, which is awkward. It is awkward. I kind of would be surprised if this probably potentially turns into a deployable collection. It does look it does look nice. I can imagine it doing quite all right as time goes on. Independently, all by itself, I think it's a very cool looking large box skin. But will we actually see the likes of that garage door being accepted? Will we see the likes of Smoothie continuing this and adding more skins, and will they be accepted? That's the main question. And I'm looking at this and thinking, well, I hope so. But with the buy orders that we see here, I don't think I'd want to buy it. You honestly could just put down maybe like a $1.80 buy order. You could pick these up for a lot less. So it's a consideration. But how low could this honestly go? I don't fully know. We did look at the likes of this earlier. We compared it all with the other large wood boxes. And I'll be honest, the fact that this is sold so low, but it's a very cool, colourful, and a very nice glow-in-the-dark design, I think this actually will be having a pretty good future ahead of it. If you look at last year's... Well, actually, no, you can't really compare with last year's skins that much because it was mostly storage collections. So yeah, I'm just going to avoid that. But yeah, I think this does have a pretty good future ahead of it, both independently and based on the idea that this could turn into a collection. So still, could just put down a $1.80 buy order, pick them up for cheaper. It's not looking good to buy, but it's looking perfectly fine to buy order. And we know that because of the abnormal barter support. So yeah, lesson learned. Then we have the Punk Jack door, and well, this is a $2.49 door. It's got next to no buy orders. Next to no buy orders above $1. Yeah, I don't think this is going to be retaining its value. It's very unfortunate, but it is what it is. So we've had tons of sheet metal door skins being accepted this year. We will see even more being accepted after this. We very likely will be having the most acceptances for a sheet metal door in a whole year. We're going to beat last year for sure, I'm pretty sure. So yeah this isn't going to retain its value. Listen, if you really want this, you could just put down a $1.30 buy order, $1.50 maybe. You could get these for more than $1 cheaper. All right, so the choice is yours, but I wouldn't buy that. No, you could just do a strong buy order, well, a stronger buy order, and you'll be picking these up at a much cheaper price. Sounds good? Right, perfect. Let's move on to the next one. UAP Pilot Sleeping Bag. This took forever to appear. I don't know why. I'm somewhat confident in the UAP Pilot collection. I can see it still getting more skins being made and accepted, and I do think it might have a bit of a goofy future ahead of us. Will it be instantly going up in price by a lot? I don't think so. But will there be quite a lot of appreciation for a skin set that hasn't really sold that much? I can see that happening, yes. There's not many of the other UAP Pilot deplorable skins on the market. There's like not that much quantity of them. So it's not adding up to that $2.49 price, is it, unfortunately? So again, it might be a case of, you know what, I don't think I actually want to buy this. Rather, I feel confidently that I could maybe just do a strong buy order. So maybe not a purchase, but a strong buy order means you can still pick these up for quite cheap. And let's just quickly double check. It's definitely $2.49. Yeah. Oh damn, look at the sales. You know what? I don't think we even considered that, to be honest. No, I didn't. This is the lowest selling sleeping bag out of all of this year. Wow. Huh. I only talked about the set. This is kind of low. No, you know what? I think this could easily rebound. And with the buy orders, it's open season. The decision's yours. I'm right here. I want to see what happens next, but yeah, it's a goofy, glow-in-the-dark deplorable. It's very good for indoors, so we shall see from here and now. But yeah, I probably would just do a stronger buy order. But hardly any sales. Maybe it'll never go below $4. We shall see. But anyway, let's move on. Pixel Locker. So we did question whether this potentially could be manipulated. It's got very low sales. It's only got about 6,000. Now, the one main thing that I wanted to talk about was the cheapest locker skin that's currently available, that's marketable. Well, that's only $1.60. Right? So that's why we did a somewhat decent buy order in it. And you know what? It's exactly what I suggested. So, yeah, what happens from here? Well, there's only so many of them in circulation, and if we potentially see even more pixel deplorables being accepted, will that potentially cause this to get a bit of a bump? Well, I saw this being accepted, and I didn't see the other deplorables going up in demand that much, so I don't think so. It's a little bit awkward, is what I'm saying. It's a little bit awkward, so maybe you could just do a strong buy order. This is a $2 skin in a Rust store right now. You honestly could just do a $1.50 buy order. Wouldn't be surprised if you potentially pick some up, if that makes sense to you. So the option's there, but yeah, it doesn't look like it retained that value, or will retain the value. And then we have the Armageddon AR. This is $2.49. The highest buy order, $1.22. Yeah, that's not retaining its value, is it? No, it's unfortunate. Far too many AK-47 skins have been accepted, and, well, far too many options that are available. People could very likely just pick something else out instead. So yeah, that's not retaining its value. That's very likely going down. But if you happen to like it and think it might work out quite all right, why not just put down maybe like a $1.30 buy order? Pick up a lot of these for a much cheaper price and see what happens by post-Christmas time. Maybe it might work out. It's a cool looking design. I will give it that. It's just far too many AKs have come out this year. There's loads of other cool looking designs at a very similar price and maybe even cheaper. So it's awkward, but it is what it is. Right, so that's basically a wrap-up for all of this. Very low sales overall. And I really do feel like that's going to be a very interesting factor for their futures. I honestly am surprised I didn't look at this properly. This is going to be interesting. That seems really low for a goofy sleeping bag such as this. This actually might work out very nicely in the future. But again, we shall see. And this right here, I'm very tempted to make a decision whether I want to jump in and make some purchases or not. So again, we shall see. Right, so we need to talk about what happened with CS2's release. So today, I thought we were potentially going to see a new case come out, new content come out with the likes of the CS2 release. Guess what? Nope, didn't happen. We were so hyped up. I had like 160 people watching me on stream. Everything looked like it was going to work out. Nope, it was just the new game, or rather the evolution, because it's just basically CSGO's evolved into CS2. That's it. That's just it. But I am still somewhat cautious. There's still some factors that we have to worry about. So, as I alluded to earlier, the average player count might go even lower. Loads of people are going to be probably focused with the likes of wanting to play CS2 for the meantime. There is also the potential that maybe Valve didn't want to release a case literally with this update because they weren't 100% sure everything was going to turn out all right. Maybe we might see a brand new case appear maybe over the course of the next 2 days, or next week, or within next month, or within at some point before the end of this year. We are definitely due for a new case. So I get the feeling the amount of people that are probably moving over to play CS2 for the meantime, and the potential new content that could potentially come out, I do worry for the likes of Rust skins during October. But once that's all done and over with, November, things should still repair, and by December, things should be all right, and by January 2024, things should be pretty interesting. But yeah, just wants to confirm, it doesn't look like things could be that bad, but still potentially could. But yeah. We didn't get an immediate horrible impact tonight. We did not get the meteor strike, which crushed and destroyed all of our skins. They're already low in price. Honestly, if you got money, start looking for opportunities now. But by default, they're still going to be doing a lot nicer in about 2 months' time. So yeah, it is what it is. So what could we potentially expect for tomorrow's Rust Door? Could we still potentially see a whole bunch of early picks? For the past 2 Rust Doors, most of the skins were early picks. So if you've seen the likes of my most recent Rust Workshop skin checks and taken a look at this collection, you very likely will be seeing another batch of early picks appearing tomorrow, but which ones will it be? Could it potentially be the likes of these hoodie and pants here? Ooh. Or could it potentially be the likes of this tier 2 armor? Ooh. But then again, we've got the top picks right here. What's in favour? Well, potentially maybe that Paisley set. That does look cool. But there are the likes of the banana hoodie and pants, the high quality metal hoodie and pants, and then you've also got the likes of ghillie suit tier 3, concentric tier 3. Who knows? We have to keep an eye out. Now tomorrow it is going to be very awkward, and why is this? Because last week we were assuming the bombshell double sheet metal door is going to be accepted, but what we realised was it's not been 3 months. Last week it had not yet been 3 months since the last bombshell skin, which was the single armoured door. There is, in fact, another bombshell sheet metal double door that was introduced. Here it is. Yes. Glass peaks. It's got a much smaller window. It's literally just that. Still glows in the dark and whatnot, but it only literally has this. So, tomorrow, I'm expecting a bombshell sheet metal double door to be accepted. But which one? Which one will it be? Will it be the original, which is here? Will it be the second one? Or will it be this third one right here? So let's just get a good look at each and every single one. Right. Will it be the original one, which looked like this? Will it be this one with the much bigger window? Or will it be this one with the smallest window? I don't know. I really don't know. I hazard to think it might be the most recent one. Maybe Facepunch offered some feedback and said, we're not really happy with the really big window. Maybe you could tone it down a bit. I don't know. I'd like to see either this one or this one. This one's still fine in terms of its design, but by default, we literally just had Blizzard ID's double sheet metal door, which also had the big windows and also glowed in the dark, but that was given away for free. That was a Twitch drop. Maybe this might not sell that much, depending whichever one it is, And maybe in the long term, by default, it would still go up in price quite nicely because not that many of them will be bought. We shall see. All right. But I am expecting at least one of these. If it doesn't happen, I swear to God, I'm going to go mad. I don't know why. But yeah, it honestly looks like the reason why we didn't get this last week is because it hadn't been 3 months since the previous skin. So yeah, that's the case. Kajal, you might not like it, but it probably will be picked tomorrow, or be the one that is the skin that is introduced tomorrow. There is no confirmation as of now. We won't find out until tomorrow. So, guys, I'm still expecting a perfectly normal Rustle rotation tomorrow. I don't think it's going to be early. You know, it's not October 4 swipe just yet. But tomorrow, with that bombshell Sheepman double door skin, I am expecting a skin creator to get their first ever skin to be accepted tomorrow. That is a pattern that usually happens. I already said it last week many times, and I already mentioned it in my Rust Workshop skin checks. But yeah, consider looking at that Rust Workshop skin checks. So, yep, if you want to be nice and up to date with all the newest skins, then yeah, consider giving this a good watch, which apparently it's just immediately going to show the footage. Thank you very much. You could also look at this short video where I highlight the idea that there's a lot of continuations that are like facing against each other. Basically, as I had already said, it's between Banana, Abyss, High Quality Metal, Sand Rhino, that's just the hoodie and pants, and then you also have the likes of ghillie suit, so and a training jacket. Last week had a lot of deplorables, probably because this week's going to have Bombshell. That means I reckon we might see more weapons and clothing and armour tomorrow. We shall see. All right, there's loads of, could this happen, could that happen? But there's no guarantees until tomorrow. Shh, Micro, stop being so pessimistic. Right, so thank you very much for watching me tonight. I greatly appreciate it, and thank you for visiting me during the stream today, chat. But yeah, no case for CS2. I'm depressed.